A couple of months ago was the GMTK Game Jam, and I pulled maybe one of the craziest things I've done as a game developer and made 2 games over the span of 96 hours. I also made the choice of vlogging myself, which I think turned out pretty well. So this video is going to be a combination of my 2 previous devlogs plus all of my vlogging footage, maybe with some other jokes sprinkled in, some extended cuts, that sort of thing. So grab some popcorn, kick back, relax, and enjoy my slow descent into sleep-deprived madness. Clap sync on 3. 1, 2, 3. Starting tomorrow is the Game Maker's Toolkit Game Jam, one of the largest annual game development competitions there is. This is actually going to be my 7th year participating. In the past, I've made some games which actually did fairly well. In 2023, I made a game called You Picked the Wrong Castle, which ended up in the top 200 for enjoyment. The year before, my friends and I made a game called Joining Forces, which ended up in the top 300 overall. This year, I'm aiming for the top 100. And I have a little bit of a trick up my sleeve. This year, the Game Jam is actually 4 days long, so I'm gonna do 2 48-hour competitions. The first one by myself, which I'm treating as a little bit of a warm-up, and then the second 48-hour one, which I'm doing with my friends Preston and Jared. Now, that first 48-hour competition, I'm taking a lot easier, mainly because I actually have a lot of stuff I still need to do. I need to go out and do a run since I'm training for a mud run currently. I also get to take my girlfriend out for dinner one night. Basically, I actually have to touch grass during the first part of this competition. But those second 48 hours, all bets are off. I'm actually really excited for this competition. I haven't done one since this time last year when I made Built to Scale Mountains. Now, that game underperformed in just about every way, so I have a lot of ground to make up this year. But that's future me's problem. I'll see you all tomorrow. Today's the day. My girlfriend just texted me that she's so proud of me for following my dreams, which honestly feels amazing.
And this year's theme is just one word: loop. As always, how you interpret this theme is entirely up to you.
So I think my first thought is like a replay that goes over it and over again. Day-night cycle. I've always wanted to do a game with a day-night cycle, so that could be pretty fun. Simulator, I thought of tax fraud simulator where you have to find the loophole. IRS, open up! I thought of those cartoons where the background just keeps on looping and repeating as you run through the scene. I thought of a story-based game where you'd be a spy and it's all about being in the loop. I thought of making a game where every single piece of art is one of those animated images. I'm not sure if it's GIF or GIF, so I'm just going to call it an IF and make everyone mad. One of the big things I'm struggling with right now is all of my games take place in the same connected universe, and to prevent total anarchy, and kind of like the comic book problem of infinite realities, I have certain writing rules that I abide by. Whether that is no time travel, whether that's no alternate dimensions, but I feel like a theme like loop very much feels like it wants to be a time travel thing, but based on the rules of my universe, I just can't do that. Alright, I've been brainstorming for almost an hour now. I did get really hooked on a game where you'd have to platform through a world and each loop the season would change to unlock something new. But again, I just couldn't think of how to get it into the story properly. I ended up praying and a little later got hit with an idea for a farm simulator where your past actions come back to help you or hurt you in the present. I'm really down to those 2 ideas. I like them both. Doing a 3D platformer game, especially for my first 3D project, would be a challenge. I'm also here for that challenge. I do like the simulator idea as well. So I'm kind of stuck right now, so I'm actually going to go outside and go on a little walk and see if I can't think of anything else or if I can really decide what I'm doing here. So I'm back from my walk, and I'm going to do the farm game. I love the idea of a 3D platformer level, and I might be able to talk Jared and Preston into it. I just think the farm game has so much more potential. So, I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot. I opened up my template project, which immediately errored since I haven't done a game jam in a bit. Oh boy, this is going to be a rough one. So after fixing that, I started with a guy who can move all around. Then I made him a little peasant. I made him half the size I normally do, and gave him the ability to collect wood. Now, the key part of this game is being able to have your past actions replayed. That means I have to save data, a lot of data. Each frame, a ton of things are happening, and I just can't save all of that info since that would be too much. Position, rotation, mouse position, if input is detected, emotional state, relationship status, and some other stuff I'm sure is really important too. So to cut down on data overhead, I made it so values are only saved when they actually change, and in the case of the mouse position, when input is detected. Now, even with this super overcomplicated system, I'm still generating a lot of data per frame. So to limit the damage, I created a timer to cap how much data could actually be generated. From personal experience, people only really play Game Jam games for like 5-10 minutes tops. So I made the days extremely short to make sure the player could get many days in. At first, they were only 10 seconds long, but I later changed it to 25. You know what's funnier than 24?
Let me hear it.
25. With all of the data saved, I just had to replay it on a new character. Very quickly, things started to get out of hand as you amassed a small army of your past lives. I also added a summary of what happened each day to show the progress that had been made. Now, collecting resources is fun, but what's fun without a little bit of danger? So I added in a goblin to hunt down the player. The goblin hunts both you and your shadows. Unlike the player, the goblins aren't stuck in a loop, so I actually had to give them some AI to function. That way, if the player does something different, the goblin's not stuck in the same routine and can actually make decisions for themselves. I did mess up his speed a little bit. Now, running isn't fun unless it's a horror game. So I added an archer you could use to fight the goblins. The next day, that enemy's not there, but your clone still goes and shoots. So now you have to deal with your ally trying to shoot in that same way and in the same manner as before. At about this point, my girlfriend played the game, and I noticed she was having trouble telling which character she actually was. Now, readability is fairly important, so I made all of the shadows, you guessed it, blue for some reason. So I successfully made it through day 1. Overall, I think it went rather well. I ended up spending a lot of time playtesting it. I let my girlfriend playtest it and she really enjoyed it. I also got to take her out to dinner, which was really nice. Right now, the big issue is I need to figure out how to actually convey what's going on through the game, whether that be upgrades, whether that be a character select menu, which is the last thing I got in tonight. I have a little bit of a plan in place, not sure where it's going in the end, but hey, that's what a game jam's all about. I spent a little bit of time last night thinking about the game, and I believe I have a little bit of a direction forward. I also came up with a name of the game. I think it's either going to be Shades of the Past, or Spirits of the Past, Echoes of the Past, something along those lines. Shadows of the Past, maybe. I think it has to be of the past in some sort of way to establish that loop. So, I have some notes, I have a little bit of a plan. Now today I need to get the bulk of everything done, meaning that I need to get level design done, I need to hammer out the rest of the mechanics I need to get audio, music, sound effects. All of that I need to finish up today. The thing is, this is supposed to be my warm-up project too, so I really need to make sure that I'm not over-scoping myself, not going to burn myself out before I do the main event with Jared and Preston. So, wish me luck. Right now, I have a nice little prototype together, so now it's time to expand. I've been drifting away from the farm theme, and it's slowly becoming a survival defense sort of game, which I think is really cool. To drive home that point, I enabled friendly fire. Now, you have to be super careful where you aim, otherwise you might destroy your past. I added in some interaction text so you can actually tell what to do. I also put together an actual map to play on. I created more types of ore to discover. You have rock, gold, and rock but worth more. To collect other resources, I created more classes like the miner, and that's kinda it. I also made it so only goblins drop gold, so you have to actually engage with the game's combat system. At this point, the hero lineup was looking a little slim, so I created an assassin with a knife and high speed. I did run into an issue where he would just, self-exit instead of attacking, and it turns out he was just hitting himself with the weapon. Now, goblins are a bit stupid right now and can't find the player, so I tried to get the pathfinding working, and it was pretty rough. I did unlock fidget spinner mode, so enjoy that blast from the past. I then got the rest of the heroes in. You have your classic knight, miner, and, knight with axe. I'm about 28 hours into a 48-hour game jam right now, and I've officially hit that point where I'm just kind of doubting the entire project. I am missing something that's really going to take the game from just alright to being really good and really memorable, and I can't figure out what it is. I think I need some sort of other mechanic that's loop-based, that's going to actually feed back into everything in some sort of way. Because the game as is, it's interesting, but it needs that kick. And I'm not sure what it is. Right now, I have one more enemy I'm going to try to implement into the game itself. That's going to be like a giant boss type enemy, like a Goliath, I like to call him, because that might just be what it's missing right now. Maybe it is just missing something bigger. I got the Goliath in, but that really didn't fix anything. That being said, I think I stumbled across the actual issue. I had it set so if a shadow was taken out, then it was removed from the game entirely, and you were effectively down a man. This made it way more about defending your past. Thankfully, I hopped on a call with my friend Jared, and he set me straight. Right now, when a character dies, they just get deleted from the game. I might keep them going, because there's other things I could do too, so... I removed the one life rule, and that made the game way more fun. Friendly reminder of the importance of playtesting. So with more direction, I began to push forward. That took the shape of a tutorial. In older projects, I used to just have text on the wall or a list of controls, but I felt that I could do better. What resulted was a super interactive level that walked you through everything. Movement, collecting resources, fighting enemies. The issue was it was taking way longer than I wanted it to. So it's currently a little past 11 o'clock at night. I have 13 hours left to finish this game, and it is nowhere near ready. There's no music, no audio, no kind of feedback when you hit enemies, no level, the tutorial's half-baked, and I'm still thinking about adding on some really major additions. Things like an enemy spawn wave system and some other stuff. I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm gonna put my head down, I'm gonna work through it, and I'm gonna see exactly what I can accomplish here. I'm aiming for just one level at this point. Honestly, one level will be enough. I spent probably way too long adding animations to make it feel extremely polished. My personal favorite detail is how the more days you spend in the tutorial, the more clones you can see running around in the background of this one menu. This all ties back into what I was saying earlier. Because people only play Game Jam games for so long, you really have to make sure the beginning of it is very well polished. It's the little touches like that that I think are not only really fun, but really elevate this game. It is about 1 a.m. right now, and I've already kind of hit my limit. I'm making very simple mistakes that I should not be making. I'm starting to forget exactly what I'm trying to accomplish and just working on side things, which kind of how I program anyways, but now it's getting really bad. So I am slipping. My quality of code is going down remarkably. Since this is only day 2 now of a 4-day, 5-day game jam, I'm just gonna go ahead and take to sleep. Alright, it's the morning of day 3. I effectively have about 3 hours to really finish up this game jam. If I skip lunch, I can get like that 4th hour kind of in there. I have a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it. And I can't wait for you to see the final result, because frankly, I can't wait to see it myself. I added an additional loop to show when the goblins would attack. This helped with readability plus doubled down on the theme. From there, I worked on the actual game map itself. I didn't have a lot of time for it, so I made this little island map. Going to the right leads to more danger, and going up leads to more resources. I've noticed from watching people play that they never seem to go up that way, so consider that insider knowledge. There still wasn't a way to actually win the game at this point, so I created a goblin tower for you to go out and destroy. This effectively made it an RTS, or a real-time strategy game, but you controlled all of the units, which I think is a really unique idea. It was sometimes confusing how you lost, so I added a super intense game over animation that explains what happened and who got the last hit on you. I then reused that animation for the victory screen. At this point, the game was feeling great. It was especially fun when you rolled up on the goblins with an entire army of your past lives. That's the moment I knew for sure I had something great on my hands. The game was technically feature complete, however it was missing sound effects and music, but I had to submit it with 48 hours remaining. Now, I was supposed to get on with Jared and Preston right at that 48-hour mark, but Jared's internet was out and Preston was in a different time zone and didn't realize when we were actually starting. Regardless, I hopped into Discord. Stuck till Sunday, there we go. This Discord server had a bunch of our friends on it who were going to come along and give us feedback, ideas, and really just keep us awake while we were struggling. Now, I wasn't going to sit around and do nothing while I waited, so I went back into Shadows of the Past and tried to fix some bugs.
Okay, I'm here.
You startled me. I wasn't expecting you to jump in for another 30 minutes still.
We need all the time we can get, okay?
So I also wrote down the definition of a loop. And then I also put in my favorite quote about a loop. Narrative loop, if I only had one more day to try again. You kind of keep reliving it. I thought about doing a racing game where you have to get your car over a loop, and to get enough speed, you just keep adding boosters to the car, so you either do the loop, hit orbit, or just completely crash out.
Something you said triggered, like, oh, space loop, Saturn's ring. It's a loop. Oh, hello.
Good morning. How goes the brainstorming?
It goes.
We are barely starting.
Okay, gotcha.
How can we expand on the idea of, like, Groundhog Day almost, where you're trying to repeat or fix an error?
What if it's like a nuclear power plant? You have to, like, press the buttons in the right order, or, like, the station goes critical.
I know a decent amount about the way nuclear power plants work, and so that's
He's an engineer!
And like everything about the way a nuclear reactor works is just loops of water.
Oh my gosh, you're the perfect person to be here! I think that could really work.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I think that's a very neat idea for a game.
And we could ask you for ideas.
Yeah.
Like, what's in this room?
Draw us the exact design of a nuclear power plant, but not in a way that'll put us on a watch list. How's that?
Exactly.
I could not do that. In fact, my job, I walked inside of a power plant maybe, 3 times.
He's a poser, no! I feel like we need Jared. Where is he?
I feel like I just need to call him at this point.
Welcome!
Hello.
Welcome, Jared.
I had my computer turned all the way up to like 100. So I heard everybody's lungs there for a second.
Alright, Jared, what's your take on a nuclear power plant blowing up?
My take?
Yeah, you for it? You against it?
Are you for it or against it? Yeah.
I guess against it.
Alright, what if you're trying to stop it from blowing up, but you have no idea what you're doing, so you just have to trial and error stuff?
I would be scared in that environment.
Alright, so we should lean towards a horror game, got it. With our idea in place, we started working on the game itself. Jared started mapping out the entire flow of the game on a flowchart online, Preston started sketching, and I started programming. Now, on a programming level, I really needed to worry about 2 things initially. That was an interaction system and a dialogue system. An interaction system isn't too hard, I've done that a dozen times before, including earlier in this competition. Now, a dialogue system on a programming level, it really isn't too hard on the surface. It's 2 menus, what is being said and what do you choose to say. The complexity comes in with actually setting up all of the choices, all of the responses. So, we got to work on that.
Anyone want to come see the inner workings of my mind and make sure I'm not going crazy yet?
The inner workings of my mind is an enigma.
Or an enigma.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
So, walk me through what I'm looking at, Jared. What is this?
Okay.
What are the? I see a lot of colors.
Yeah, we're gonna. Okay, start up at the top where it's the simple go to work or stay home thing, right?
You can make it super tragic by, like, you have a fight with your wife before you go to work, and then things blow up, and then you learn to appreciate things, and so, then you're gonna stay home with your wife, and then the world still ends, and you have to figure out how to fix it.
I literally have like 3 seconds worth of stuff. Do you want to see? Alright, so it is currently 7 o'clock. I've been working on this game pretty much for, let's see, I started about 10, 9, I started about 9, I don't even remember anymore. So, first game I was able to, let me turn on some lights. Okay, first game I got submitted, it is lacking sound effects and music, which, you know, a little bit important. If I can sneak some time in before, like, tonight, just because I'm stuck on other stuff waiting for art from Preston and Jared, but I got the first game submitted. It's missing some stuff, not connected to my entire universe. I've thought about, like, a little fun ending cutscene I could throw in. That does not exist yet. We ended up, for the second game, making a point-and-click adventure game that has a whole bunch of different stuff going on with it. Basically, you're stuck in a time loop, and it's Groundhog Day, so you're reliving it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Right now, I'm going to go outside and actually touch grass. I've not been outside all day, and I was barely outside yesterday, so I need some sunlight.
How was your break? How was your touching of the grass?
It was good. I touched much grass.
Good for you. Good for you.
This man has been named Toemas.
Toemas.
Is he adorable?
He is.
Steph and Josh were like Toemas. That's his name.
After we finished working that evening, I turned back to the first game and began to work on the sound effects and music. There was a small issue where I am a worse musician than I am an artist. Thankfully, I've been hoarding assets from Humble Bundle, hashtag not sponsored. So I was able to find some good sounds and music that really gave the game life. Once that was in, I added in a secret ending for winning the game. I got my final build submitted, then left it alone to focus completely on the second project. So it is currently almost 3 a.m. on day 3, technically day 4 of 5 at this point. Today was an interesting day. I tried to rush to get my first project finished, which I failed to do. I did get something uploaded, so I kind of worked on it a little bit while we were brainstorming, and then when we hit a lull in this project, I managed to finish it up. I'm done with that project. I'm getting ready to throw it on my D drive and just not look at it again at this point. And that leaves us to Preston, Jared, and I's game. I am worried it's overscoped. It's going to be pretty dialogue heavy, which we haven't done for a game jam. It's going to be an interesting stretch. I am still going to try to make it to church tomorrow night. After that, I might pull an all-nighter. We'll just have to wait and see. See y'all tomorrow. Alright. It's currently the morning of day 4. I got maybe 6 hours of sleep last night. I know tonight is going to be a very long night. The game looks like that still. So there's work to be done.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I almost have our boy Toemas done. I just need opinions on colors. This is one of the colorations.
Ooh, I like that. Giving me slight
I
Joker colors for some reason.
It's the purple pants, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we got this one, slightly darker features, and then we got white Toemas.
Honestly, the purple pants is kind of a vibe.
I know, that was the first one. All right, I think I'll just go with purple Toemas. Redo his colors though, because look at what he looks like underneath.
It's horrifying.
Like he's after you.
Yeah, did you say we were making a horror game now? Preston provided some sketches so we could experiment with layout, get everything hooked up before she got the final art to us. Now, I didn't have access to a good art tool at that point, so I just used MS Paint to kind of chop everything up. That's not right. The funny thing is, the game actually looks really good even in this state. It kind of has this nice vibe to it. Jared, my git commit messages are getting pretty terrible. My last one was just added more interaction.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah. I have the wife's dialogue in if you want to try it.
Alright, give me a second. I'm setting up the loop rooms right now, and I'll get that.
The people are on the way.
Alright, awesome. Uh-oh.
Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash.
Okay, good. I put Toemas in the atlas and it like lagged for a second. I think he's way too big again. Oh yeah, no, he's... he's 2,241 pixels tall.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see how big Toemas ended up in the game?
It looks like he's narrating a story behind him. He goes, I'm going to tell you a story. It's kind of what it like what he's about to say.
He's going to tell a story with his little puppets. So I took the base number times 6.5 on the height.
Why 6.5?
Because I got it as close as possible.
I have to make sure the game even like loads with an atlas this big, because right now my computer's struggling.
I'm the problem.
That's not good.
He actually looks kind of cool in there.
So it is currently day 4 at about 9 p.m. at night. That means I have roughly 16 hours left, I think, to actually finish this game. I did take a little break and went to church, which was super nice. Very much needed it. The game has a lot of the functionality in place, but we just need to hook it all together. So that's goal number 1 is hook it all together. Goal number 2, get the rest of Preston's art in. Goal number 3, get sound effects music. We had this pipe dream of doing voice acting at one point. I don't think we're going to have time to do that, but we might, so it just depends what exactly is going to happen. So we're here. We're at the final stretch. I do not expect to get a lot of sleep tonight. Guess who's back?
I'm far away.
Now, we had a little bit of an issue, and that's that we didn't have anyone doing music for the project. Sure, I keep a lot of stock music on the side that I can use for situations like this, but it was never really going to fit the theme of the game. And, as things happen to be, at literally the 11th hour, or 11 p.m. on Saturday night, someone joined our call who could fill just that hole.
It's Anders! You're muted.
Is it this microphone?
There
Yep,
it is.
we hear you.
You have multiple microphones?
Yes.
He is a real
guess that makes
musician.
sense.
I was not expecting it to be this one. Where are we at? How can I help?
We don't have any sound outside of what Connor found for us for free.
So we're having a good time with it. We just happen to have zero music talent between the three of us.
Fortunately, Connor and Preston know a guy.
I just happen to be that guy.
I am that hero.
You're the hero we
Music
need.
man. And the one we kind of
You're the hero we need, not the one we deserve.
No, we deserve it. We've been working hard.
The deadline is tomorrow at 1.
Yes.
I legit thought, I'm like, maybe I should try to ask Anders, but then, like, it totally slipped my mind because life has been a little hectic.
That's okay. I had been working on a score for a feature film, but just this morning I found out that they're postponing production indefinitely. I was like, okay, well, there goes... I had done like 75 minutes of music for this film.
Oh,
Dude.
dang.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
No, but it's part of the industry. It is what it is. But if you had asked me before this morning, I would have been like, no, I don't have time. But now I have time.
Oh,
It's funny how things like work out like that sometimes.
Yeah, how about that?
it's the Lord working in our favor.
That's right. That's right.
With Anders now cooking on the music, I began to work on getting all of the various interactions into the game. Are you two ready to see the legendary attack animation?
What's the bus? Oh, is that the bus ticket?
Yeah, look, I am not an artist and I'm not spending time trying to art, okay? So this is the inside of the bus. Here's Steph. I'm really down on my luck right now. Could you spare anything for me? Then you can give her money, spit on her, or give her nothing. So obviously we spit on her. You know what? I don't have to take this. Ah!
Steph will love that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Now, as the night went on, I started getting very, very tired and maybe a little slap happy at a certain point. If you steal the backpack in front of Steph, should she not talk with you?
Is it her backpack?
No, it's just a random backpack. Maybe you can give her the backpack too. So do you see the option number 2?
Oh, you can put the spellbook in the bag?
Give it to her.
That's so mean. I like it.
I think I have to, Jared. I have to. Oh boy.
Just another way for her to attack you.
Yeah. I think that warrants an attack.
I have returned.
We're bullying the homeless.
Oh. Oh no. Anders is asking about the game name. Are we gonna stick with Chernobyl 2?
I think we have to.
I think that's appropriate.
My marketing minor is kicking in, okay? Yes, Chernobyl
Alright,
2.
Ian, I don't know how to spell Chernobyl.
For real?
Who's having an asthma attack?
He's watching the Chernobyl series.
Oh my, that's so
Fire emoji. Preston kept giving us amazing art and we started getting more areas together. I was working on the dialogue, Jared was helping to hook everything else up, and it was just going super smoothly. At some point during the night, we got the reminder that there were only 12 hours left in the competition. We accepted that we weren't going to get any sleep, locked in, and continued working on the game.
We're gonna take the key, right? Then we go to the garage.
That looks so good.
And then we'll drive to work.
I see nothing wrong here.
You just made all the leave my lungs. I kind of want to keep it.
Crank that up to probably 500. Have I led you astray before, Jared?
Not recently. Okay, I think it needs to go lower. Put some wings on that sucker.
Wait, why are you taking the bus? You just changed the car.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a lot of what game dev is. You try something, then you restart it because it doesn't look good, so...
Yeah, you don't want to hear that. Trust me.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Okay, Preston said so. She asked for it.
I just knew what you were talking about. I didn't ask for that.
No, I'm pretty sure you said, Stephanie, please play that button. That's what you said, word for word.
I started to get a little bit burned out working on the dialogue system, so I took a break and started working on the credits menu, which turned out really well. I made sure to thank everyone who hopped into the Discord to give us support as we went on. As we kept working, I started getting really tired, and I think it started to show a little bit. Again, the only atlas I've touched recently was the,
You can do it, I promise.
I forgot I was even speaking.
Okay, never
I'm
mind,
down
don't worry
bad.
about it.
I am...
I was like, alright, don't sweat it.
As dawn started to creep in, we began working on the 2 different outcomes for the game. There was, of course, the victory menu for where you're actually able to solve the puzzle and stop the meltdown. But then there's the meltdown itself. Now, we decided to depict the meltdown as a nuclear explosion.
I don't know if you guys are watching.
I am.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like I need to do one more, but we're gonna leave it at that.
We worked really hard on the sound design to make sure it actually hit just right. Why? Because it's a nuke going off.
Don't blow out the people's ears.
Are you kidding? This is...
He
It's
goes,
a
"One more
nuke. You
time."
have to. Now, Anders at this point started to pull through, and he started giving us some amazing music for the game. I was impressed. We began working on the final push. We went through looking for spelling errors, soft locks, glitches, bugs, anything like that. We got our game submitted, then kicked back and relaxed and watched the itch.io website burn down as literally thousands of games got submitted in like a 20-minute period.
We got 7,500 submissions.
Yeah, we
It's
submitted
frozen
it
right
high.
there, so... Nope, it's climbing.
Are you actually seeing the screen? I can't even get it. Like,
They put in the official extension, and right now we're at over 7,700.
yeah.
Giving you an extra
Oh, time
hour
extended.
to
Yeah, due to
upload
itch server issues.
Giving you 1 extra hour.
All right, what's game 3? We got 10 minutes to come up with an hour to.
Sleep
Pong,
cycles.
but it's
We're
a
just-
circle.
We're just gonna do sleep cycles.
It's
We're
just
gonna
sleep. Yeah, it's just sleeping. All right, well,
I was gonna
Good
say,
work.
I think we should go take a nap. You are a game designer. You've earned it. Now you can
Alright, good
go.
job, everybody. Y'all go sleep.
All right, boys.
Alright, bye,
It's nappy
guys. Thanks
time.
again.
Yeah, thank you so
thank
much.
you.
good work.
Bye.
Bye. I did it. I've been awake for, I think, 28 hours straight at this point. 2 games done. Shadows of the Past and Shadows of the Past, Shadows from the Past, Shadows of the Past, and Chernobyl 2. It has been a crazy 5 days now, basically. I had a lot of fun, some unexpected twists. Having Anders come in to do music at the very end of Chernobyl 2 was such a blessing. I'm so tired, though. I'm tired of being inside. I'm tired of staring at a computer screen. I'm sleep deprived. As I said earlier, I think I've been up for 28, 29 hours straight at this point. Now, if you could excuse me, I'm gonna go take a nap. All right, everyone, what's going on? I just got the email that the results are in from the GMTK Game Jam. Let's see exactly how we did here. Ha! Awesome. Not top 100. I missed the goal there by 31 places, so that's a touch disappointing, but that's still the best I've ever done. That's incredible right there. Top 2% still. That's awesome. The art's way better than top 700. Preston did like an incredible job with these. I mean, just Look at that. Creativity and enjoyment. It's hard to read into these scores too much. Again, not super surprising to me. I thought it was a little bit more fun, but maybe there were a lot of games in this style and people got burned out. I don't know. 131's pretty impressive, though. Again, not my goal, but I'm still very happy with that. So let's see what Shadows of the Past brought me. What? I did it! I did it! That's awesome! Oh, oh, praise God. Oh, thank you, God. That is amazing. Oh, top 3. I don't believe it. I'm just at a loss for words. That is amazing. Creativity was up there as well. I don't think a lot of people would have arrived at a game exactly like this. I think this was a unique combination of my limitations that led me to here, so I'm very happy with that. To the moon on this one. Audio. What was audio on Chernobyl 2? Okay, so not too far off in audio, and with Chernobyl 2 having custom music, that's pretty surprising. Artwork, yeah, that's always going to be my Achilles heel on these sort of things. I am not an artist, not how I'm wired, but it doesn't matter. Oh, that is fantastic right there. That just made my whole week, possibly my whole month. Wow. Now, I didn't make the Mark's favorite video, unfortunately. I'm not even 100% sure he played my game. In the video, he showed this other game where you constantly had to hunt your own past. Basically the same chaotic element from my game, but instead of trying to avoid hitting yourself, that's the entire point. It also had way better style, art, music, gameplay, and character. It even used a similar shake character instead of doing actual animation technique. I'm not mad, I'm just mad. In all seriousness, there are some words of divinely inspired wisdom. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. So, I'm going to do the mature thing and just let this go. Besides, this wasn't really about making it into a video. That wasn't my goal. My goal was top 100, and I blew that out of the water. I made it to the top 100. I made it to the top 10. I made it to the top 5. I made an incredible game. I had a ton of fun doing it. I learned a lot as a game developer. That's a win in my book. Besides, my game has a lot of room left to grow. More characters, more maps, new objectives. There's so much that could be done with it. But I'm not going to be the one to do it for now. That's because my friends and I are working on a commercial game called The Drunk Thief, which is based off our GMTK Game Jam entry from 2020. I simply don't have time for another side project. That being said, I'll keep this game in my back pocket to revisit one day. But until then, I have to get back to working on Drunk Thief. I've been working on some pretty exciting stuff, so subscribe for when the next video on that comes out. And thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And as always, God bless.